My name is Alicia, and you are watching the Apple Crafts Podcast. I am a hand dyer outside of Nashville, Tennessee, where I live with my family and my many, many cats that I talk about usually at the end of most podcast videos lately. So today I want to go over my list for 2024 since this is November, and usually in December I like to reserve officially that time to get everything that I can off my needles so that I can start fresh in January. So I figure since this is the beginning of November that this is a good time to go over my list that I made beginning of January this year for what I want to knit. And if you were here last year during this time, I think I had 44 things that I wanted to make, and I might have made 6 of them, something like that. So this year I completely downsized that list to like 25, right? And so we're gonna go over what I made. I'll probably do something over here, some kind of video screenshot thing so you can see what I made, because I'm not going to be showing them here, but I just kind of want to go over it. So I'm going to do that, and I have a finish, and I added some WIPS that I wasn't supposed to add. So let's get started. So out of the list of 25 items that I have for 2024, I've made 6 officially, and I'm working on a 7th one. So I made the color palette socks, Nishibi, which was a garment, Hello Spring Ponchette, that was beginning of the year. I'm working on True Colors, so that'll be number 7 when it's done, if I finish it this year. There was a hat that was cabled. I'll show this here. And it has escaped me. Oh, log cabin blanket, which technically wasn't a log cabin blanket. I just took that middle motif and just kept going and going and going. But I'm going to count it. So, log cabin blanket. Hello Gorgeous, which I have a video that I will show over here of me parading it. I did not style it, but I know I talked about it, and I finally finished it. And I should have gotten photos. I didn't think about that. I'll have to do that and put that on my Ravelry. Did that, and then the woodsman hat, if I didn't already mention that. So that's how I finished this year. Why do I make a list if I'm not going to do all the things? Is that like my type A managerial brain working? That might be what it is, because I just enjoy making lists even if I don't follow them. I think that's what that is. So, True Colors, since I'm talking about that, I have reached the transition point, so I'm going to show that right now, and then hopefully when I finish that this year, I'll have 7 things off of that list. Next year, I may have to downsize this list to like 20. I don't know, is there even a point in downsizing the list if I'm not going to follow the whole thing? Maybe that's why I said make 9. But then if I make 9, I still won't follow the whole thing at the rate I'm going. Anyway, let's look at this True Colors by Melanie Bird. So, like I said, I am on the transition point. Let me move my coffee. And this is where we're at. So we are at, I don't know, 50 inches maybe. I like my shawls to be about 64 inches, and this is probably what it would be blocked out, so this is probably like 50 inches. 55, I don't know, I didn't officially measure it yet. But the colors are this blue that I do not know what it is. The black is a black with purple over dye, which is my yarn that I dyed. And then this multicolor is Anniversario from Malabrio. And as you can see here, I really gotta move this coffee over. Okay, so as you can see here, I've reached the transition point because all the background contrast is black, and now you're going into that lace section in the black, and then this contrast is going to be either in the blue and in the Anniversario. I'm still trying to figure out, since I'm at that point now, if I want to do alternating blue and anniversario, or if I want to do like a few rows of anniversario and then a few rows of blue, or start with the blue first and then go back to anniversario. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning toward, since I'm already have this whole chunk here of anniversario, doing that background contrast in anniversario and then going blue, and then multicolored blue until it's a good size, because this part of the shawl does not take up a whole chunk. It's like maybe 4 inches, something like that. This may end up being a smaller shawl than I was intending. I mean, it'll still work. It's just not going to be a very sizable shawl. So, but we'll see. I am knitting this on a US 5. And, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with it when I'm done, because it doesn't really, I mean, it might go with that, that linen tunic that I just finished. Oh, I just finished blocking it too. I'll have to show that to you, because I know I talked about it being done, but I never showed it blocked. And maybe I'll do a video for that too and kind of dance around for you. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe this will go with that. If it doesn't go with that, then I might give it away or sell it or something. I don't know. We'll see when that time comes. But that's done. That black is a Paulworth. And then the blue, like I said, I don't know, because I got that at Smart Supply thrift shop in Nashville. And then anniversario, I believe it's just merino, but I'm not 100% on that. So while I was away in Connecticut, I brought my, ooh, I'm about to lose stitches. I brought my cardigan with me and made some decent progress on it. I split for sleeves, so I might try to put this on for you. It's not going to be fully the way it should be because I don't have a lifeline in here. So, uh-oh, I lost stitches. Shit. Okay, hopefully I can get those stitches back, but here we go. That's about as much as I've got going on right now. So you start from the top, obviously, and then you just keep building and building. So did I modify? Yes, because I always modify for garments. I think I went past the rows that the pattern calls for, but then I also added stitches for the arms, because I always have to make more stitches for my arms anyway, just because I got these flaps going on over here. So did that, and then split for the arms, and then added stitches to the body for the underarm, which I will, after a couple inches, depending on how this cardigan sits, may or may not take away those extra stitches by decreasing on the sides. It's a cardigan, so I may not do that. I did not do that for all of the lights, so I probably won't do that here, but I have to see first. Oh boy. Oh shit. I'll be right back. Okay, crisis averted. This is a 40-inch cable, and obviously I am not 40 inches. I am like 44, 43 chest circumference. And then obviously there's going to be more because it's a cardigan, you want it to be loose, so this is probably more like 48, 46, no, 47, 48. So I got a lot of stitches on my 40-inch needle. I am knitting this on a 6, and I don't have anything bigger than 40 inches. I don't want anything bigger than 40 inches. It's just a little bit hard to handle for showing. That's all. It's not a problem for knitting. It's just for showing. So this yarn is merino and Donegal tweed, and I dyed this a few months back. Actually show the process of that on my dye channel, APLCraftsLazyDyeStudio. And this is black with an over dye of bluish and purple mix going on. So that's that. That's the arm. There's my ties. And yeah, it's just all stockinette. Um, After you get to a certain point, you start doing the eyelids. This is a Campsite Cardi, if I didn't say. Campsite Cardi by Alicia Plummer. Um, Once you get to like this part down here, you start doing eyelets, and there's charts for the eyelets because there's 3 different sections, and it's like a few eyelets, and then you go to a little bit more, and then you go to a whole lot of eyelets. There's also a shawl that does the same pattern. I actually knit the shawl many years ago. It's one of my favorites. Um, for this cardigan, I'm not doing any eyelets whatsoever. I just want a solid cardi, so I'm just using the pattern as a base. Um, Mostly because I don't want the holes. I just don't. So that's why. But I really, really love that shawl. I made it with Susie the Shepherdess Merino. I think she's based out of Indiana. Might be Illinois because I always say Indiana, so I think it's the other one, this Illinois. And I live in that shawl, so hopefully this pattern will be something I live in too, because it's I'm trying to find something that just goes with everything, and black goes with everything. So it's just a simple cardi that I can wear anywhere at any time, and it's fine. And the yarn is DK weight. So let me put that away. I've made progress on my squares. I have blocked some as well. So I've got about 5 to 6 left to do on that corner to corner. I always want to call it something else. It's a corner to corner blanket, but it's like a scrappy blanket. I'll show a picture here. You've seen this already. So I've got like 5 or 6 of each design. There's 2 different squares to make to actually officially lay this thing out and really get a good idea and take photos of where I want each block and everything else. And then at that point, I will see if I need to add any more squares. A few videos back, I actually showed myself laying out square stuff just to see how many more I needed. I wasn't playing around with color too much, just to kind of get an idea of how the blanket looked and how big it was going to be and all that. I will be mattress stitching all those squares together. I don't know what color yarn I'm going to use, because since it's so multicolored, I don't think it's going to matter, and a good mattress stitch you shouldn't be able to tell anyway that much. So it might show a little bit with anything that's like a high contrast, and like if I'm using a dark yarn to mattress stitch and it's a light area, or vice versa. But as soon as I'm done doing the rest of these squares, I'm officially going to lay this out and really play with the color and see how I want it. Take photos for each section so that when I do mattress stitch it, I'm not having to worry about that again. I can just refer to my photos. So no point in showing those because you've seen those squares a million times. So hopefully by the start of the new year, I would like to start mattress stitching all those squares together and be done with that blanket. I do have another tote that's full of scrap yarn, and I'm thinking what I might want to do is do another corner to corner, but just kind of make it like officially scrappy, like no rhyme or reason, just chunks of color here and there, kind of keep it looking cohesive in some kind of way, so that the colors are not really clashing with each other, just to get rid of all that scrap yarn. And then I'll have another free tote. And what I think I'm going to do with that is just make like big squares of corner to corner, because I'm realizing, especially with knitted blankets, I can't handle having one big thing. It's got to be modular, or I'm not going to do it. Crochet is not too bad because I'm really fast with crochet. I've been crocheting since I was 14. So having a big blanket that's crochet is not a big problem for me, because I'm not going to be working on it for that long, because I've done a few days or a couple of weeks or something. Whereas with a knitted blanket, for me, it takes forever. So modular is really the best way for me to go, because then I can just, makes me feel like I'm actually getting somewhere. The mattress stitching is not fun. How many people actually enjoy doing that on a large scale? I don't know. But at least it's something I can keep going back to, and back burner, whatever. So it is really warm in here. It's 70 degrees and it's November 2nd. This is criminal. It's supposed to be a warm winter this year, which I guess I've been here 20 years. most of those winters have been warm. Like I distinctly remember back when I was doing a lot of writing, I actually wrote in the weather for Christmas that year. And this was like 2012 and it was like 60 degrees outside. So not unheard of. It's just I'm over it. You know, I'm over it. So yeah. Back to the knitting. What else do I want to show you? Okay, feet teeth socks. All right, so this is another project that I brought with me to Connecticut. And I'm in the car and I'm knitting away and I'm like, something is missing from these socks. I put in the eyes, by the way. Something is missing. Can you tell what's missing? This part here is supposed to be white, so it looks like the teeth. How did I miss that? Like, really, how did I miss that? And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna rip this back because it's not that deep. If I make the socks again, I'll make sure I've got the white. I don't normally repeat sock patterns unless they're vanilla, but you know, if I ever do it again. They are cute though. They're cute. I may do this again. I have a lot of this red. Oh, you know what? No, I'm not gonna have enough red. I'll talk about that later. So if I ever come up with some more red in the future, I might make another one because there's like 4 different patterns for the blood part. You know, some of it's wavy, some of it's drippy like this, and all that. So this is the one that I chose. This red, I know what it is, but I can't think of it off the top of my head, and it's pissing me off. I know it's a yarn that's made in India, and that's all I can remember. But I love that color because it's a really nice, deep red. And then this is my Pride colorway on 8515 Merino. This is the heavy speckled Pride colorway. And all my fingering weight socks are on a US 2. This one is 64 stitches, I think, if I remember correctly. Usually my socks are 62 because I find 64 is just slightly baggy. So then what I do is I knit 60, and then in the middle on each side I just add an extra stitch. That way I get the 62 and it's perfect for my foot. So that's all I have to say about that. They should be done. I'm making these into shorties. I am doing a heel flap and gusset so I can get my numbers for fingering weight because I already have my numbers for DK weight. So getting more practice in on that heel flap and gusset. Let me show you the cube side. Okay. Getting more practice on that heel flap and gusset, get my numbers for fingering weight, and then from there, I'll start knitting socks for my shop. Because I've had a lot of people ask me for socks over the years and ask me if I sell socks, and like I want to just be able to make them, and then whenever I go to like community get-togethers and stuff like that, I can just bring them with me. You know, I've got Venmo, so like, you know, I can bring them with me, and I'm like, I got you. Hey, let's look at my box of socks, and then you can pick out whatever you want. You know what I mean? I'll section it out. And I got ideas. So, but I want to get that heel down because it seems like most people say that the heel flap and gusset is good for most types of feet. It does not work for my type of foot, but for most people. So that's why I'm trying to learn that heel. It's, mostly for shop purposes, because like for me and my mom and my son, we're all short row heel and afterthought heel, and it's perfect. So that makes it easier for me. So but yeah, so that's that. So I'm going to put this away and show you the next thing. So the next 2 pairs of socks that I have, this is in the middle of a row. There's really nothing much to talk about. This is those cat socks. I'll put a picture up. That's all I have her toe. That's it. Originally, I was going to keep with the pattern where one toe is one color and one toe is the other color. It was bugging the crap out of me because the yarn that I'm using, actually I have it all here. This is Knit Picks, what is this? Swish, which is a completely different feel from this Halo. And it was just bugging the crap out of me. And I was like, you know what? Again, it's not that deep, So I'm just going to do both socks that way, and then that way when I'm done with the intarsia part for the cat ears, then I can just do the brown and it's fine. Like, it's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Like, would it be cuter to have it mix match? Yeah, but the point is still going to get across and it's still going to be cute. So I'm not going to just put that much pain and suffering into it. It's not worth it. We're supposed to enjoy our knitting, right? So that's all I have for that one. And then the other thing that I started, Charlotte Stone has a book that's coming out this month, and right now it's on pre-order. And I'm going to get it. I have not put myself on a pre-order yet. I'm actually just going to wait. There will be copies. I'm not worried about it. I just don't need it right away. I've got other projects that I'm working on, which is why I'm not doing a pre-order. But I will get that that book. So I was looking through the book that I bought. Was it last year? Last year or the year before, to see if there's any other patterns in there that I wanted to knit. And I've had my eye on this one particular pattern for a while, and I just never had the yarn for it. And I think now my yarn colors hopefully are good enough for this pattern. So I am knitting these Christmas socks right here. And admittedly, I have not really looked through the pattern all that hard yet. There are baubles. So, you know, the red is going to be holly berries. And I'm not putting holly berries on my foot area. So I think I'm just going to do knit stitches for those areas. And then when I get to the leg, that's when I'm going to do the little baubles. So this red that I just showed you, I have an avalanche over here. Okay, this red that I just showed you is for that I showed you in the feet tee socks. I'm using that for my Christmas socks. So the toe is red. So again, not much to show, but I do have this cute little that I wanted to give away. Let's see if I can. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's candy canes. Isn't that cute? So I got that for my Christmas socks. I don't normally match my jewelry with my knitting, but I was like, you know, I got it. Why not use it? So, yeah, it starts with that, and then let me show you the green in the background. So the background, I still have a lot of this pink champagne on ice that I've had in a couple of different socks already. I still have all this. So this is going to be the background. It's got sparkle in it. I figured that was light enough. It's not white, but it's light enough that it should work. And I've got this green that is also in two sock sets in the shop, showing a little bit more. The green is a little more yellowish in real life. But I'm using this. So that's the garland part, the greenery part. This is the background, and these are the berries. And I think that those colors work really well together. So I'm getting them started now. I'm hoping I'll have them done before Christmas. I hope. I don't see why I wouldn't, but you never know. Which kind of reminds me of the Hello Gorgeous that I finished, that I told you I finished a little while ago. And I wanted to have it for my trip to Connecticut. And I don't know if I showed a video yet. I don't think so. I am very ADD today. I do actually have medication that I need to be taking, and because I don't normally take medication. I was going to do that, and I didn't do that. So I'm sorry if I'm all over the place. It's just how it is. I never got a chance to wear it. I do have a picture of me and my mom wearing it, so I was like, you know what? I made this to wear. I didn't get to wear it. I'm going to take a freaking picture with my mom. So I'm going to put that over my face so you can see the picture. And so at least I got to wear it for that. And you got to see me parading around. I just got to take pictures and put it up on Ravelry. But yeah, did that. And then what else? Oh yeah, I needed to show you the teal tunic. And then I'm going to show you the socks that I finished. So let me go get that tunic. So this tunic wasn't a pattern, it was just something off the top of my head. And I did butterfly stitches for the back. The yarn is Juniper Moon Farm Zoe, and it's a linen cotton blend. And this is freshly blocked, so those stitches even out because it was a little bit wonky there for a little bit. It's got a split hem and a faux seam. And it actually looks good with a tank top underneath. So I probably will be wearing it that way next summer. Although I could probably wear it now because it's 70 degrees outside. Anyway, and I knit this on a US 4. So, and then what I did for the split is I kind of did a 2x2 quick cable right there on both sides. I did a little bit more of a cable here in the front, just kind of zhuzh it up a little bit. So this took forever to dry. I think it took like 3 days to dry. I had to change out the towels a couple times because I blocked my stuff on top of towels. But it's nice, and from what I understand, linen's supposed to soften up. It's not 100% linen, so I don't know how much this will soften up with the cotton, but it doesn't feel bad. It's an interesting texture. I've never knit anything with linen before, but it's nice. It's kind of heavy, but you know, I like weighty a little bit, depending on what the garment is. I do like weighty a little bit, so I think having a summer tunic that has a little bit of weight is actually good for me. I know that sounds weird, but just roll with it. So anyway, that's officially done. And then the socks that I showed you before, these were not blocked, and I probably won't block them. Did I just see? What is this? Fuzz. Okay. These are the Forest Spell socks, and I messed them up. Like, so the bottom looks good, right, with the trees and stuff. And this is where I practice my heel flap and gusset going toe up. And then I get up here, and then look what I did to these trees. Look at that. Look at that. Why did I was like halfway up the tree when I noticed it, and I'm like, you know what? My son's not gonna give a shit. So I'm not gonna fix it. I'm not gonna tink back. It's fine. So these are knit on a US 4. It's that same yarn that I was just showing you with the cat socks. So this is the Hilo, and this is the Knit Picks Swish. And was it Swish? Yeah. And then the heel flap and gusset. So these are done, and they will be given to my son either on his birthday or Christmas. They're right next to each other. His birthday's almost in the middle of the month, and then Christmas is Christmas. So, but I've always made it a point to make sure that, you know, he was included on both, because Christmas or December babies always get shafted, and sometimes November babies get shafted too. So I always made it a point to make sure that, you know, they're separate things. So it's like you get your birthday gifts and you get your Christmas gifts, and values are about the same, you know. So this is going to be for one of those. Figure that out later. He also has the other pair of socks that I made beginning of the year, or somewhere around there. Whatever. These may end up being for Christmas because it'll be colder then. He likes to be really hot, which is weird because he also likes the cold, and he was born in Colorado. I don't know. But these are done and out of my way, so I'm going to throw them over there. And I'm going to throw this tunic over there. Okay, now I have space. So, what else do I want to talk about? Wool swap. I mentioned wool swap a few episodes ago. Wool swap is no longer. She called it. What did she call it? She called it see you later. Pause, long pause. So she may or may not come back. But I sent out my package, and I got one back while I was gone. So in that package, I'm going to show you what I got. Some of it I already don't have with me because I already gave it away. But these are the things that I kept. So I've got, she did ask me when we were talking back and forth if I was okay with scrap yarn. So things are already caked up. They don't have to be small. You know, it's just like little advent size or anything. Let's just cut into skeins of yarn. I was like, yeah, that's fine. Look what I have here. I have all this scrap. So this I think is a Malabrigo Sneezy Malabrigo sock. So I've got that and a little bit. So I'll probably use, I don't know what I'll use this for, colorwork, socks, whatever. But it is looks like it's got some rust, browns, dark orange. It's very woodsy. It's almost like a very reddish orange version of my forest floor. So I'm definitely digging it because, I mean, if I dyed up something similar, then obviously I like this. So I got that. And then I feel like there's I had another one of these, and I don't know why I can't find it. I feel like there was another one. Oh, hold on, it fell on the floor. No, it's similar. So I think the only thing is she didn't tell me what these were, so I can only assume that these are also Malabrigo, but I don't know. If you know, let me know. But I got these two different blues. She does like cool colors, so that's why these are all cool colors. So these are like, this is like it's showing up really blue on the screen. It's lighter than that, but it's got pale blue, medium blue, light blue, maybe a little bit of slate gray. And then this one, it's kind of all those colors but darkened, so it's the same kind of thing. So you got like the slate gray and medium blues and light blues and stuff, but it's more depth, if you will. So that's what this is. And then she also put a book in there. So 75 birds, butterflies, and little beasts to knit and crochet. So I haven't really looked at this too much, but there's a lot of cute stuff in here. So let's see if I can find something for you. There's some butterflies. And squash. That's cute. Those are crocheted. And let's see. Shrooms. These are all knitted. So that'll be fun. I may pick something out of there at some point in the future. Not right now, but in the future. Put that away. Anything else I want to talk about? I gotta look around and do my thing because I'm always forgetting something. Yeah, she also has stitch markers. Duh. So where did I put those? Let me see if I can find the stitch markers. It took me forever to find them. Oh my god. See? Anyway. So they came in gauze packaging. But there's a whole lot of, ooh, that's open. That's not good. A whole lot of light bulb markers. We've all seen these. We've all seen these before. And some locking stitch markers that are in plastic. Oh my gosh. Probably should have got a different color, but you know, a bunch of those. And they're all white like that. And then, so cute. Some of these are little books. That one has a mushroom. This one has moon and stars. This one has butterflies. And this one has flowers on it. And what I think was unique and really cool about these is that not only are they a progress keeper with the little lobster claw in it, but it also has the little ring in it So you need that for knitting, and you can use this part here for crochet or your knitting. So that was cool. So there's a bunch of those. Since there were more than I was ever going to need, I did split some of that up. So whenever people order yarn, I kind of just throw some stitch markers in there and stuff. So those are going to be available for anybody who purchases yarn. I think that's all I have for now. I think. Shop news. I have a coupon code. If you go to my Etsy shop, Sparkle Season 15, I'll put it down here, gives you 15% off of your purchases, and my shipping is always discounted for everywhere, actually. It's just going to go up higher depending on where you live, if you're out of the country, but they are all my shipping is discounted. And then you get 15% off of your purchase, no minimum. So happy holidays. I have a few new yarn sets in the shop, and I'm going to be listing a few more this week. So, and then at that point we should be done. I'm probably going to add more shawls and stuff throughout the month for people who don't knit or crochet but are looking for something handmade. You know, that will be there. If you're one of those people and you're watching, feel free to use the discount code for that. I think that's it. Life stuff. If you're done with the knitting stuff and whatever, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Life stuff, cat stuff. We had 2 cats going for a senior panel. The oldest one is doing great. She's 14. Her hate sustains her. She hates everybody except for humans, but she hates every cat, so she's got to be by herself. We do try to throw a cat or 2 in the room with her that we know that she can be in the same room with, just she can be around her own kind, because it's not really good for cats to be by themselves. So we do that every once in a while, but yeah, her hate sustains her, so she's doing well. The other one is 7, and I think after age 6, cats are considered seniors, so I just go ahead and do a senior panel. Yeah, it costs more, but it covers everything. And I really think that, especially with the number of cats I have, it's more beneficial to make sure you cover everything, because, you know, some cats are going to need more focus than other cats. That's just how it is, especially with this many. So we just do a senior panel. So she's got some serious constipation going on, so we're treating that. Other than that, she's fine. So yeah, I may have to do a recheck this week. We'll see. But otherwise, you know, she's good, except for that thing. And everyone else is doing good right now. We got to do some kitty baths because sometimes they need a little help in the hygiene department. So we've got 3 cats that are going to get some help today in the hygiene department. That's just how it is. Yeah, and I got my tattoo yesterday. I'm not going to show it now because okay, it's been 14 years since I had my last tattoo, okay? So I get this tattoo yesterday and I am dying. It feels like the first one. I was just like, oh my God, I should never go this long without a tattoo ever again. So I was in pain. For aftercare, they've changed stuff. So back in the day, back in the day, they used to just slap AD ointment on it. Sometimes there's gauze, sometimes just plastic, and you wrap it and then let it sit for a while, and then you start doing the washing, the drying, patting it dry, and all that stuff. Okay, and keeping it moisturized. Now they have like this liquid skin type thing, and I don't know how many years they've been doing that, but they have this liquid skin type thing, and then if you're queasy with blood and stuff, you might want to skip the next couple minutes. So what this liquid skin thing does is it all the plasma and the blood and the stuff that's going to seep out that you're washing away is trapped in this liquid skin thing, and you got to keep this on for like 3 days. So it's just weird and different for me, and I'm just like, I want to go back to the old ways. But you know what? If there's better technology, there's better technology. You know, it's gonna make my tattoos look better, then fine. But I'm not gonna show it because it's full of that stuff. So I will show you when it's healed. I did get a picture of it when it was just a little bit of stuff in there, but I don't want to show that either because, you know, I don't want to make you queasy. It doesn't make me queasy, but it might make you queasy, so I'm not going to show that. If they do, they took photos because, you know, a good artist will always take photos of their stuff before they send it out to the world. If I see it online, I'll try to screenshot it and put it here. Otherwise, you'll have to wait until next podcast when it's healed. So, and it should be healed by then, because that'll be 2 weeks. So, but yeah, it's poor girl. So I walk in there, and she's all set. Like, I'm there early. She's like all set, ready to go, and she shows me the picture of the butterfly and the colors that, you know, I asked for, and some of the colors I asked for, and I just wasn't feeling it. I was like, okay, can we make this a little bit darker? Can we make this, you know, this color, blah blah? And she's like, oh, right, and really disappointed. But you know, at the same time, and while I felt bad, at the same time, this is going on me permanently. If I don't like it, I'm willing to lose my deposit and find somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, because it's my skin. It's going to be on me for the rest of my life. So she went back and redid the photo or the color work and all that stuff, and came back. I also wanted it bigger because it was a little bit too small. It's on my left calf muscle, and I wanted it to take up most of my calf muscle. I didn't want it to be small, you know, kind of getting swallowed up and all that negative space, if you will. So obviously that's going to up the price. I've already budgeted this shit, right? So so she came back, and I was like, oh, this is perfect, right? Beautiful. And she was like, it ended up being like, at the end, she was like so stoked about it, and she was like showing everybody. She's like, look at my butterfly, look what I did. And I was like, not to toot my own horn, but if I didn't say something, we wouldn't be in this spot. So you're welcome. Is that bad for me to say? I do that to people. I kind of make them think. I don't know. And I'm a Virgo, so I'm not very soft about it, which I'm working on. And I think I'm way better than I used to be years ago, but you know, work in progress. But we both came away with something we liked. So yeah, and then I've got another tattoo scheduled for the end of December, and it's gonna be so massive. It's gonna be all this, and it's almost all details. So I'm gonna be dying. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but maybe since, you know, it's only 2 months difference between tattoos, it won't be as bad as going 14 years. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I think that's all I have. Next episode, I will be talking about that acorn bread that I'm pretty sure I brought up in the last episode. I'm still filming that because I'm still at the point where I am still leaching out the tannins. I did actually try it today because it's been soaking for 2.5 days. And I did try a little bit of the acorn nut today to see how much bitterness was still in there. And definitely a weird texture when it's raw. So it's definitely like one of those where you want to make sure it's cooked in some way. I don't recommend eating them raw. Even leached, it's a weird texture. But 2.5 days, definitely still needs another day or two. I was getting conflicting information on how many days to leach acorns to get the tannins out. Some said 2, some said 4 to 5. I'm at 2.5. I definitely need to add more. I'm changing water out every 12 hours. And I did not get the skin off when I did this. I mean, I've got the whole documentary that I'll show later. But with the shaking around and changing out water, a lot of that stuff is coming out. So I'm just really making sure to agitate it and, you know, get that stuff out. So I'll probably try it again Tuesday morning or something and see where we're at. Because I don't want to get the flavor out, but I definitely want to get all that bitterness out, you know. So next podcast, I'll be showing you that. And hopefully I'll have another finish. Those feet tee socks should be done by then, hopefully. And I'll have more progress to show in other things. So, all right. I'm going to sign off because this is long enough. Thank you for sticking around if you made it this far. Thank you to new subscribers because I definitely got, you know, a few new subscribers. So I'm glad you're here. And I will see you next time. Bye.